Here I am. I hear myself now. We're here for the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl Player Coordinator Media Day event. We're starting off with LSU, as you can see. A couple quick housekeeping announcements, because I get a lot of emails about these two things. One, credential pickup is at the stadium. It's 10 to 4 today, tomorrow, and then starting at 10 a.m. on game day. I'm going to catch my breath. I was running to this room. You do not need your credential for anything ahead of game day, so it's really just for your benefit if you want it, but that's where you can pick it up. Also, no parking has gone out yet. It will not go out till the day before the game. It'll come in an email from Ticketmaster, and if you don't get it by 7 o'clock on the night before the game, let us know. And with that, we'll turn to LSU, who's down here for the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. And we have Coach Denbrock and Jayden Daniels joining us on stage. I appreciate you guys having a few minutes with us this morning. We'll do questions by raising hands. If you have a question, we'll get a mic to you. And with that, we'll get going. Wilson, right front.
Good morning, all. Jayden, starting with you, when did you know that you wanted to come back? And then what was kind of the thought process behind that decision?
I took my time on, just evaluation and gathering information. But ultimately, it was the best decision for me to come back, to come back and accomplish things in college that I feel like I need to grow on. And, I felt like I had unfinished business in college. So I wanted to come back and compete for national championship.
One on the left, and we'll go to Matt.
And then to bounce off that, Mike, I mean, this year has kind of been an evolution for the offense and improving. I guess now, what does Jayden coming back? I mean, what are the things with a full offseason that you think could maybe take it to the next level?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things we're most proud of offensively is the growth that we've made throughout the year. I think the consistency has improved in really all areas across the board, from the way we've played up front to the receiver room to the running backs to obviously to Jayden and the things that he's been able to help us accomplish already this year. And I think what it does is help us build momentum into the offseason. We're a little more settled, obviously, than we were a year ago. And it gives us a chance to really kind of go to work on the finer details of making ourselves a lot better.
On the right here, and then we'll go to the back.
Jayden, obviously this has been your first year here at LSU. What kind of stood out to you, and what have you learned going through this process? And what do you hope to take into next season when you come back?
What I'll take in the next season, really, just the growth that I had this past season. There's so much more football that I needed to learn that I thought I didn't. So, I mean, it's another level I could tap into as far as growth. But really just the competition, going out there and, actually playing the SEC instead of just watching it on TV. It's a different level, so you got to know that each and every week is going to be a grind. So each and every week in the offseason, you got to treat it the same way.
One down in front. We'll actually take one here, and then we'll go to the right here first, then you.
Mike, I'm curious, just from the start of the season when you went in through fall camp to now, how much kind of adjustments or shifts in offensive philosophy from kind of what you planned to be to what y'all became? What were some of the biggest highlights there of as a coach and kind of how you changed things up?
Yeah, I think, you always have a plan, and then, they say you always have a plan until you get punched in the mouth. So I think understanding more about the competition in the SEC and what we were facing week in and week out was a learning curve a little bit. I think, understanding that you have to give the offensive line some support here and there because of the elite defensive fronts that we face in this league. You've got to be ready at a moment's notice to adjust not only your protection scheme but your running game to fit what's going to be a challenge each and every week that you go out there and play, because defenses and the coordinators in the SEC in particular are so good at making adjustments to what you're doing and what you're good at. And they do a good job of trying to take that away from you. So I think as we went through the season, understanding that really helped us kind of grow not only as a coaching staff but helped us grow as an offense.
Take one on the right here, and then back to the riser.
Jayden, tell us the importance of this game for you. Obviously, you want to win and finish on a high note, but do you believe momentum can carry from now into next season? I mean, you guys come right back here and You will start the season with a big game, and like you said, you have big aspirations. Can this be the start of that?
For sure, it gives guys a chance on both sides of the ball to step up that really haven't played that much to make plays. And for me and the offense, going out there and really just showing the world what we can show, what we want to showcase for next season, going into next season. Like I said, the momentum building into next season, how we finish the season, is how we're going to end up starting the season. We want to start on a high note so we could. We want to end on a high note so we can start on a high note. We'll have a big game next year. Against a very good team. So we have a lot coming for us, but we want to end on a high note against Purdue.
Back of the room.
Hey, Jayden here in the back. Just your health, are you feeling 100%? Do you feel like you can be, the complete Jayden Daniels as a runner and as a passer in this game?
Yeah, for sure. I hit rehab hard after the SEC championship game. Just going out there and really just hitting hard with the trainers, up there about 2 times a day so I could get back to 100% before this game.
Jayden back here. Nathaniel Rivas with News 6 CBS here in Orlando. With this game, not a lot of teams are playing on in a New Year's game. I know it's going to be on January 2nd, but how much are you looking forward to running out there, seeing all the fans, and being able to play in this high caliber of a game?
I'm always grateful for the opportunity to play the game of football. It doesn't matter what day, January 2nd, go out there, be happy just to play football again, blessed, and just go out there and make plays so we could help get our 10th win.
Down here on the left.
Mike, tough question, but just in the modern era of college football, managing quarterback rooms is such a big part of it. You obviously have a starter back is key, but how do you go about managing, the talent in the quarterback room when you never know if a guy might leave?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you want to build in every position room, if at all possible, is healthy competition, and we obviously have that in the quarterback room, and we have that in a number of other position rooms as well, where you hope that iron sharpens iron, and that they make themselves, compete against one another. It's a friendly competition, although it's a competition. And everybody has a spirit inside them, inside the LSU program, that they want to be the absolute, they want to be the dude, they want to be the guy. And that's very understandable. They work very hard to put themselves in that position, I think. But if there's honest dialogue and there's an open competition and everybody understands, what the parameters are and what the expectations are, you let them fight it out on the field and see where it goes. And we've been able to do that, obviously, with some very, very talented quarterbacks.
Take another one down front here.
I'm just curious, across your career, how many times you've had a true dual threat quarterback like Jayden, and how big was that this year to exceed expectations, really, that the outside public had with his ability to run the ball and throw it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a big piece. And there was an earlier question about how healthy Jayden feels. My opinion on that would be how many months do you got to heal up after this one if you need it?
A lot.
Not very, but obviously, his ability to use his legs to make plays has been a huge part of our success this season. And, whether that's getting out of the pocket and making plays, whether that's being an integral part of what we're doing in the run game, he's a huge piece of the puzzle for us offensively, obviously, and having him back healthy and ready to go is a very positive thing for us moving into the game.
On the second row on the aisle.
Coach, with your 2 young offensive linemen, Will Campbell and Emory Jones, what kind of development did you see for them throughout the season, and what do you sort of hope that they can take in the next year and really sort of build upon?
Yeah, and what those guys accomplished as true freshmen is not to be understated. I mean, putting those guys against some of the people they have to go against every week was something that I thought they did a remarkable job of, and it really speaks to, I think, first of all, their work ethic and how willing they were and how open they were to being coachable and learning and growing, and really, quite frankly, putting themselves out there and not being afraid to make a mistake. And that way they could learn from it and grow from it. And it's a credit to them. It's a credit to the preparation they did before they got here. And it's a big credit to Brad Davis, obviously, with the development that he's done with those guys.
Matt on the other aisle.
Yeah, Coach, along those lines, in today's day and age with the transfer portal and players opting out, how challenging is it to kind of prepare yourself for a bowl game like this when you have to kind of have so many pieces maybe moving around?
Impossible. I mean, it is a challenge for sure. And, I mean, obviously people have to make the decisions that they feel like are best for them moving forward. And we respect that 100%. I think the guys that have decided to play in the game that are going to be available to us on January 2nd are guys that are 100% ready to get after it and represent LSU the way that LSU deserves to be represented.
All right, down front and then in the back again.
I guess for both of you guys, kind of building off of the question about that Shay asked about, having Jayden's dual threat ability. How do you want to kind of maybe see that development continue to happen into next year? What are maybe the focal points of how you want to continue to grow with Jayden as a quarterback?
You want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
I mean, first off, probably the main reason Jayden was the opportunity to work with me again next year, right?
100%.
That's what I thought you were going to say. But no, I think, listen, I think the great thing that Jayden's done throughout the season is he has continued to work on the things that he knows need addressing, which, I think in his mind would be he always knew he was athletic, he could get out of the pocket. What's been remarkable to me is the development that he's made as a thrower. And I think his accuracy has improved. I think his ability to see things, his movement keys, all those things have grown as the season's grown. I think his confidence has grown. I think his ability to make plays in the passing game has grown. And those things are all things that can continue to be enhanced. So we're excited to get to work on those things. First things first, of course. We got a big game right in front of us, and we're going to take care of that first, hopefully.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go to the back of the room and then back up front.
Coach here in the back, and Jayden also, if you'd like to answer. I think you kind of spoke about it, but the majority of your offensive weapons appear to be coming back for next season. How exciting is that, and is this kind of a start to next year with those players?
I mean, I think it is, but I think what we're trying to focus on is finishing this year. And, we've got a quality opponent standing right in front of us that we've got to be prepared to play really good football against. If you've known Purdue over the years, tough physical bunch that's going to be a challenge for us offensively for sure. And we're going to have to be ready to play our best football on January 2nd. And then hopefully, yes, I mean, we have a lot of people coming back, obviously, on the offensive side of the ball. We ended up playing, a lot of young guys on offense. I think watching those guys develop and having an off season with them and taking the positive things from this year and building on those moving forward is something that's really exciting.
All right, I'll take two more, one here, and then the last one at the end in the back.
For both you guys, I guess Jayden first. How much, or maybe specific areas, did you see your game grow from your time at Arizona State to now? And then, Mike, just from what you saw on film to where Jayden was as he went through the season, kind of where did you see him really make some leaps?
I mean, it's kind of piggybacking off what he said. Like I always knew I was very athletic. I could make plays outside the pocket. It was going back, to the movement keys and and the big growth in the passing game. Really, I would say like that Tennessee game is kind of what clicked for me in the offense and the receivers. Just be on the same page and go out there and just making plays. Know where I'm going with the football and being decisive about it. As the season went on. The confidence grew. I guess you could see that on the field from just everybody, not myself.
Last one, back.
Coach, this is for you back here. I know next year you guys are going to start off the season right here in Orlando in Camping World Stadium. Is there anything you can take from this game to prepare for next year, or are you guys just really just centered and focused on this game coming up in just a couple days?
Yeah, we're focused on what's right in front of our face, and it's going to be enough of a challenge to make sure we do what we need to do in this game. We'll take next year's game when it comes, and we'll be fully prepared for that one as well. But this has got our main focus, and it's got all of our attention for sure.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Jayden. We'll have Coach House and Micaiah in a couple minutes, and appreciate your patience in the meantime.